Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Anna Morphides with Mending Hearts Counseling, and today's video is going to be audience requested. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak on this topic, and it is about what to do when you feel that your specific person is pulling away from you. Perhaps they are not responding to you as much as they used to, or you find yourself to be the one mostly initiating contact situations and it doesn't feel reciprocated anymore. The biggest reason why this would take place, and maybe even the only reason that this would take place, is from what is going on from within us. It is attached to a core belief. It is attached to perhaps an unhealthy attachment style. It is attached to a trauma or a wound that is now manifesting into your 3D reality in this way. Remember that everything, if we remember that everything is always happening for us, right? So remembering that everything is happening for us, even this challenging situation that is being presented to us by our romantic partner is actually happening for us because it is something that we haven't had a chance to completely hear or look at. So 40% of us have an attachment style that is not secure, which means somewhere deep down in our system, we have not had a chance to integrate fully what it feels like to be safe, secure, and seen and soothed in a relationship. So if we have been doing all of our work and somehow now, well, not somehow, that doesn't happen by coincidence. So you're doing all your work and you're healing your traumas and you're understanding boundaries, setting boundaries, not settling, and you're doing all this wonderful work, and now you're with somebody who is kind and loving and respectful and is giving you everything that you have ever wished and hoped for. If you have had an anxious attachment style, such as myself, somewhere deep down of you, there is still subconscious programming, which are core beliefs that were acquired when we were children that reflect things such as, and I wrote them down so I don't forget them. I am not good enough to be loved by others. I am bound to be rejected. I am bound to be abandoned. This is a big one. I am bound to be abandoned. And I am bound to be alone. And I am bound to be rejected too is a big one, because when we're children and we're not fully cuddled in all of our 4 parts that make up actually human being, emotional well-being, mental well-being, physical well-being, what's the other one? Mental well-being. If we're not fully cuddled in all those 4 aspects of us, we're going to somehow be seeking for that experience. If we haven't had it as a child, we're going to be seeking for that experience as an adolescent and as an adult. So when we find ourselves in relationships and we've done all the work and we have healed lots of traumas, and now someone's coming into our life that is showing us respect and love and communication and wanting to be there for us, it will make sense that somewhere deep inside of you, you're going to have doubts that you are worth having this experience if you haven't healed yourself completely. So what that looks like then is it's going to manifest into your reality. So your ego self and your nervous system, if they haven't had a chance to integrate this into their being as of yet, when they encounter something that is unfamiliar, even if it's really good for you, your body will go into fight or flight because it does not recognize it. It doesn't know how to integrate that. So say for me, for example, because of the way that I grew up, it was like constant criticism, lots of punishments. When I healed myself and somebody was showing me the complete opposite, that felt really scary for me. What felt natural is for people to put me down, is for people to not be nice to me, is for people to not treat me well. And when I talk about people, I mostly am referring to those of romantic nature. That is what I was used to. So I felt comfortable within that, even though I did not like the way that it felt. I actually was really comfortable in that space because that's what my body knew as normal. And that's why a lot of us actually stay in these unhelpful and unhealthy relationships, because we don't understand that it is just within our reach to change our inner being in order to attract in a different experience and give ourselves a corrective experience. So now if you're in a relationship where it is making you feel good and is giving you all the things that you haven't had a chance to experience, and your nervous system goes into, uh-oh, I don't recognize this feeling. What is this happening? It's going to go into fight or flight, and then it's going to start to have feelings of anxiety, fear, because the thoughts that will come with that will be, I can't believe this is happening to me. This person is so good to me. Is this actually real? Is this actually happening? Can this be true? Am I really that lovable? Why is this person being so nice to me? Why is this person giving everything to me? These are the thoughts that come from core beliefs such as, I am bound to be rejected, I am bound to be abandoned, I am bound to be alone, and I'm not good enough to be loved by others. So those thoughts will creep in, and then your feelings are going to be anxious, fearful, worried, and then your behaviors are going to be perhaps messaging too much or looking at your phone all the time to see if they have texted you. You're going to be thinking about it all the time. You're going to be consuming yourself with the thoughts of what's happening here? Why is this taking place? So it's taking place because somewhere deep down inside of you, you're not fully believing that you are worth this relationship. Your body does not understand this to be familiar, and it's trying to integrate it into its system. So help it integrate it into its system by working on your self-concept and your core belief and your self-esteem. Keep raising your vibration by changing your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind. So you know how we have about 40 to 70,000 thoughts a day. If all of the thoughts that we had manifest into reality, then would we be in trouble? What mostly manifests into reality is the thoughts that we predominantly think and feel. So if subconsciously our inner being, our nervous system runs from these core beliefs that we acquired as children, that I am bound to be rejected, I am bound to be alone, I am bound to be abandoned, then those thoughts, they're subconscious, right? So sometimes we don't even know them, will produce feelings that are going to be anxious and feelings that are going to be worrisome. And then our behaviors are going to reflect those, and they're not going to be good for a relationship, because that's how we become a little bit chasing now. We're chasing for a corrective experience. We're chasing for our inner being to remember the core belief, I am good enough. I am worth to be shown up for. I am bound to be loved by others because I love myself. I know that I am worth it. I know that I am lovable. I am worth to be shown up for. People always get back to me on time. There is nothing to fear. Everything is okay. I love myself. I know that I am lovable. I know that I am worth it. And this is how you kind of raise your self-concept, and you give yourself the opposite, or what the anxiety needs. It's to feel soothed. But it's not going to feel soothed by that person. It's going to feel soothed from within you. You get to soothe yourself now. You're no longer a child dependent on an adult caregiver to fill your 4 S's to make you feel safe, seen, secure, and soothed. You can do that for yourself now. And when you do that for yourself, then your partner is going to do that for you, because life is always a mirror. So whatever it is that we're able to give to yourselves, then it makes sense that others are going to be able to give to us too. And then either law of attraction will kick in, because when you raise your own vibration and your self-worth and you believe these things about yourself, they become your new core belief. I am lovable. I am perfect. I am amazing. Imagine if a person that had a subconscious mind that had those core beliefs, if say perhaps their partner was not messaging as often anymore, they would not start to fear losing their partner, because they are already secure. They would have different thoughts about that. They might be like, oh, I wonder if they're okay. I wonder if something happened and I wonder what's keeping them preoccupied. Like, you wouldn't think about it in an anxious way. You would just be like more curious of, oh, I haven't heard from them in a couple of days. I wonder if everything is okay. And you have a different air about it. There's no anxiousness about it or fear. And now it's just more of a general curiosity of, are they okay? Maybe they're going through something. Your mind is going to think completely different because it operates on a different system. So that's why you working on yourself and raising your self-concept, raising your core beliefs, raising your vibration will call in for a different experience from a specific person. Remember that it's always happening for you. So don't start to play victim. You're always in power here. Even if they're pulling away, that's power from within you, because you know that you're kind of creating that with you, what's happening from inside of you. So take it from a position of power and never as victim. And then law of assumption, you use that to your advantage as well. You are assuming that what you think about yourself, your person will too. And why not? That's exactly how it works. The world is a mirror. Assume that you have healed your anxious attachment. Assume that you are lovable. Assume that your person is always there for you. Assume all these things and they're going to happen. It's really that simple, actually, the law of assumption. But what makes the law of assumption hard to make it work is your inner core beliefs about yourself. You can't assume that someone will love you no matter what if you don't love yourself no matter what, and you don't feel that from inside. So it becomes hard to assume that others will be a certain way with us when that hasn't even been integrated within ourselves, because we haven't had a chance to feel a core belief that reflects a positive self-view, because only secure attachment style produces a positive self-view. Therefore, the other 3 attachment styles produce a negative self-view, and of course, those negative self-views will be stemming from negative core beliefs, and those negative core beliefs will produce feelings that are anxiously natured, fearful natured, and will produce behaviors that will want to give you the different experience, and that would be by chasing. But what you're chasing is just your own self wanting to soothe that core belief that's coming in that is unhelpful. And you can do that to yourself. So instead of, say, reaching out to your person, step back and do your work. Keep raising your core belief. Excuse me. Keep doing the inner work and have the knowing that whatever you do from within will be matched to you from the outer world. And don't you don't need to think that by you pulling away, you're going to lose them. Sorry, I just had a coughing fit there for a second. Don't think that if you don't reach out to them and give it time and space that you're going to lose them. What actually happens in that space is the complete opposite. When we pull our energy back, and you can visualize actually your energy being pulled back into you. Sometimes I envision a white bubble that is protecting me, and all of my energies are coming back to me. Therefore, I'm not attaching to anyone. And if you keep doing that, then the person naturally will wonder how you're doing, how you are, because your presence is not there, and they are going to miss you, and they are going to want to reach out to you. I promise you that to be true as well. That is what happens. So have the knowing that even if you do pull away to do your work and to do self-worth affirmations, core belief work, and journaling that will reflect the opposite of what you're experiencing, know that your person will not forget about you. If anything, they will want to come closer to you because you are going to be more magnetic, because you're going to have a different type of energy from within you that will be emanating to the world and those around you. If you liked anything about this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Thank you so much again for watching and your support and your loyalty and your questions and concerns and comments. I love receiving them, and I am again thankful for this opportunity. Remember that everything is always happening for you, and I will see you next time.